Being a legacy builder, it'll impact your entire life. You know, the Bible says to us to love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. Let me also say that it'll impact every single area of your life, like your worship, your commitment to the church and your covenant group, your finances, and your witness. You'll be deeply interwoven with God and His Word. You won't see others as a project or as someone who's lost, but someone who needs to know the love of Jesus. And you in your life, you'll become the light to them, and you'll be loving people right where they are in their life. If you want to walk as a legacy builder, it's important that you're intentional with your life, with your time, with your gifts. Prioritizing worship and service and fellowship will be the big rocks, but all of your life will be living on mission. When I say the word living on mission or missional living, I'm basically saying that every Christ follower has been mandated by God to participate with Him in His redemptive mission, which is the purpose of the church. And missional living is the very way we live. It means you and God are on the same team. It's a co-mission, working together. You know, we don't save people. God does all of that. We're the seed planters and the waterers. And it really tells us in 1 Corinthians that, it's neither the one who plants nor the one who waters, but God that makes things grow. And the one who plants and the one who waters have one purpose, and they'll be rewarded according to their labor, because it says we are co-workers in God's service. You guys, that's an important job, co-workers in God's service. I have several things that are practical ways to live on mission. The first one is just to pray. You guys, we can start praying right now. You can pray for your neighbors and the friends that you have around you. And you can challenge yourself to even make a list maybe of 5 people that you want to pray for every day. That not as a project, but as someone who doesn't know the Lord and needs to. The second way is just to have authentic relationships, just to really love your neighbor with no strings attached. And so if you are seeking those authentic relationships, I think you're going to find those people who are looking for the Lord. Number 3 is in that same vein. It's look around. Maybe God already has those people right around you in your sphere of influence. So maybe you're sitting on the bench at a basketball game. Maybe it's your hairdresser and you're in her chair or in his chair, once a month or once every 2 months. There are people, if you would stop and pray and look around, they might be in your own family. But look around you, open your eyes, and ask the Lord when you're praying to open your eyes to those people. And number 4 is just be curious. Sometimes you just have to ask good questions. And if people take offense, then that might not be the time. But a lot of people just want to talk and they just want to be heard. So if you will ask good questions and you'll listen to those around you, you'll start an authentic relationship, and you might even find out where they are in their life and where they are in their spiritual journey. And it may open up a door for you. The 5th idea is just to throw a party or be the party planner if you're not going to throw it at your place. But a party is always something fun, and everybody wants to go to a party. And it's a great way to connect with people, learn about them. It's a way to put these things in practice, is to just throw a party or be a party planner. The 6th idea is to invite people into community. And maybe you already have a community that you're involved in. And maybe it's a covenant group here at Legacy. Maybe it's a neighborhood book club. I don't know what your community already is. And maybe it's your community at work. But if you just invite an outsider into your community, it makes them feel loved. It's a way to love your neighbor. And so if you invite them into your community and get to know them in this authentic relationship, it just really provides that person with knowing who you are and knowing that you love them and they're not a project to you, but you're inviting them into your community of believers or the community that you have. And the last thing, when those things are done, the 7th idea is just to share your story. And maybe it's your personal story. It's your relationship with the Lord. Maybe what you're going to share is the big difference Christ made in your life. Maybe that person is going to say, wait a minute, why are you so different? I always say, love them till they ask you why. And that is something that you can do when you share your story. Here's why I act like this. Here's why I believe this. Here's why I do these things. And then eventually If it's, the timing is right and the relationship is right, you can share the gospel. And that's the end game. We want to share the gospel with people, but we don't want to do it because they're a project or because we want to check something off our list. We want to love God and love people. I have a friend all the way back from high school, and when she was in high school, she came to church camp with me here at church, and her name is Sarah, and she's a funny gal. She went off to college, different from me, and got really sucked in by the world, which is how she lives her life. And I'm still friends with her, and I still get together with her, and we walk together, and we talk about our kids. But I don't just get together to present the gospel to her. I get together with her because I love her, and I do want her to know Jesus, and I pray for her every day. And I have presented the gospel to her, and she was like, that's cool, but I'm not going to stop loving her. I'm not going to stop my relationship with her. I'm going to pray, and I'm going to hope that one day Sarah comes to the Lord. But until then, I'm just going to keep trekking along with our relationship and loving her right where she is. And I hope that you will determine to live your life on mission and be a legacy builder.